If you like The Searchers, then you'll like Last Train from Gun Hill from 1959. Kirk Douglas plays a marshal whose wife has just been raped and murdered. At the scene of the crime, he finds a saddle and realizes that the murderers work for an old friend of his, a cattle baron played by Anthony Quinn. Douglas arrives and quickly realizes Quinn's son, played by Earl Holliman, is one of the murderers. Quinn denies Douglas's allegations, which leads them to an impasse. Now, the two find themselves facing off in a game of wits. Quinn essentially owns the town, and Douglas didn't bring any reinforcements. The film is helmed by director Sturges, known for his action epics. Although this film is smaller in scope, it still feels big. Part of this is due to Sturges' brilliant direction, but it's also due to the leads. Kirk Douglas and Anthony Quinn are both magnificent in their roles. Both are very strong characters and go through arcs that show they're not afraid to play dirty to get what they want. Of course, we're on Douglas's side.
Not just because a horrible crime was committed, but because it was against the woman he loved.
It could have been just a freak wagon accident and we'd still be rooting for him, but this crime just makes his rage come faster. On certain viewings, I'm on Douglas's side the whole time, but at other times, I start to notice little details that show he's starting to lose his humanity. I love performances like these where you can find something new every time. Although you're not siding with Quinn during the conflict, you understand where he's coming from. He's more in denial than anything. There's a sense that Quinn has never been a very good father and that Holliman's devious behavior stems from that, but Quinn can't come to terms with that idea that his son was capable of such a horrible act, and more so, Quinn can't accept that it's his fault that this happened. It's an excellent commentary on how people with power sometimes can't come to terms with the idea that imperfections lie within them and the people they love. Another great addition to the cast is Carolyn Jones, who would later play Morticia Addams in the Addams Family TV show. But man, does this woman not remind you of Morticia. This is one tough gal who's gripping to watch. Every scene she's in, you can't take your eyes off her. It really makes me wish that she was able to delve more in dramatic roles. Again, this isn't as big as Sturges' other projects, but it's just as effective. This film feels like the bridge between his works. Early in his career, he did smaller, fast-paced films like Mystery Street and Jeopardy, but he'd later go on to do The Magnificent Seven and The Great Escape. This film definitely feels like a hybrid between those two types of films, and the next year he would helm The Magnificent Seven. On top of that, this film feels more like a noir as it goes on. I think it's really fitting given the subject matter. It demonstrates how talented and versatile of a filmmaker Sturges was. The color cinematography is gorgeous, but the shots at night are even better. I know it doesn't look natural, but it's so stylized that I can't help but stare at it. The setting being consumed by pitch black says a lot about how Quinn has his clutches over the town, and is willing to let a horrible act go unpunished just so he can have his son. So, if you like The Searchers, then you'll like Last Train from Gun Hill for its color cinematography, rage-filled characters, and excellent darker western storyline.